Hi guys, welcome to Eco English Learning. Today I am Jujan. Continue with the communication skills. I told you in my previous video that we communicate by different means, maybe it visual, oral, body language and symbols. Today I am taking up only one type, that is through oral or audio. It is also called verbal communication. Verbal communication actually means when we speak something, when we listen to any person who is speaking to you. And when we speak, human voice is on the priority, because voice is there, that's why we are able to hear something. So human voice, according to me, I say that human voice is the apparel, that attire of the communication while we talking about verbal communication. Like if I say English is a person, so person has some attire. So English has some attire, some clothing, some like thing to tell others. That is through oral, that is through audio, that is through verbal communication, that is done through human voice. And human voice is the prime factor here. So we are concerned today about how what type of human voice should be, because when we talk, when we say, when we communicate verbally, जब हम बोलते हैं, our pitch varies. Our pitch varies means there is variation in the sound, there is variation in the human voice, and when we talk in a variant like voice tones, this is actually called the tone, so we experience intonation. That is intonation. This is our today's topic, intonation. So audio, verbal communication, we are talking about some key points for the human voice. Key points, the first one is intonation. Second one is your pronunciation. And while pronunciation is made, we are concerned about syllabication. Syllabication may be having accent form or stress form. This we would be learning. And in continuation, I would be talking about dictation and many more things. So today my video is concerned about intonation. Intonation, as I told you, there is variation in the voice when we speak to someone. I actually believe that what you say doesn't matter a lot. How you say it matters a lot. It helps in communicating better, communicating well. And that variation is paying you in this way or that way. Variation in the pitch, that is intonation, the reasons may be different. Why our pitch varies a lot? Why there is so much variation in our voice when we talk to someone? Because there are certain reasons. Some of the reasons I will be writing here. Reasons for the variation in the pitch. Variation, that is called intonation, and the reasons for intonation may be age factor. Age factor, when one moves from childhood to adolescence, there are some biological changes, there are some hormonal changes that lead to the variation in his or his voice. Age factor may be biological factor. So biological factor may be your adolescence, teenage से जब आप adolescence में आते हैं, there is change in the voice. And another factor may be, this is the first one, another factor may be emotions, when your feelings are telling you something to speak in this way or that way, you are controlled by emotions. Emotion is one of the factor to make the intonation, to make your tone or your voice. And third may be like your focus or your concentration, where you are concentrating. What is your focus point? That is concentration. Like age factor, that is the biological factor, and emotions or feelings. Then you have where you are focusing. When you are focusing, you are like stressing that part of the sentence or that part of speech. And focus, concentration. Then there is very important one, that is belly breathing. Belly breathing is not something new, because we are told that when we have to make our speech sound very grave, sound very stable, sound very interesting and communicable, one should speak from its belly. Belly means we generally speak from our throat. We use this portion of our body to speak. But when we speak from our belly, that is जब आवाज हम यहाँ belly से stomach से निकालते हैं, that would be more stable and more convincing also. Like those who are singers, they sing from their heart, not only heart, from their belly also. तो आप बोलोगे पेट से कैसे बोला जाता है? No, we have to bring that voice from here. That would be stable one, more convincing one. So belly breathing means speaking not from your throat, not superficial speaking, speaking with very much intent and with very much stability. That is belly breathing. Then after belly breathing, one more factor is to be considered, that is matching. Matching or mismatching. This may happen often. So what is to be matched and what is to be mismatched? You have to understand that. As you see, when we speak faster than we hear. Because when we make any speech, we are faster than we listen to someone. And when there is mismatch, we are speaking at a speed and we are not at the same speed while listening to someone. There is mismatch, there is variation in the voice, there is variation in the pitch, and that may not be good for us. That may not help you in communicating better. So there may be matching or mismatching what we speak and what we listen to or what we hear. So it is okay that we speak faster. When we speak faster. This is natural. When we listen, that is half the speed. But we are not supposed to hear to that 100% what we are speaking. At least we should try to listen to what we are speaking. Then your pitch would be stable. Pitch would be very good and refined. This is belly breathing and mismatching or matching. It may be mismatched, it may be matched, it may be somewhere nearer to matching. So you try to match that. It would help you in speaking better, in communicating better. Then I must say that this pattern of variation, these are the reasons that we have different patterns, different pitch levels. So intonation means there is variation in the level of speaking or making voice, variation in the level of making voice, or this is called pitch. There is variation in the pitch level. Pitch is your voice goes up, down, flat. Because if we don't follow these rules, we don't pay attention to our pitch, that is shrill, that is sharp, that is stable, it would be flat voice. That won't affect the listener so much as you expect to have the effect. So there should not be flat voice. The voice should go up where it is required. It should come down where it is required. That is the pitch. So the pattern of variation of the pitch. So this is the pattern. Here I say the pattern of variation. I come to conclude the definition, exact definition. Pattern of variation of the pitch. It is called intonation. It is called intonation. Pronounced as intonation. This is the very first rule of communicating to someone. So when we talk about intonation, there must be effect also. I told you about the definition. I told you about the reasons. What are the causes? What are the reasons behind the pitch formation and human voice formation? Now this is the definition. I will be telling you the effect. What to be so much particular about the intonation? क्यों इसके लिए हमें इतना टाइम क्यों देना है? Why we should be aware about that intonation? Because of two effects. Effect number one. I am writing effect number one. What is the effect? What is the importance actually? So effect is that when you speak, of course there must be some listener or you are speaking to someone. In that case, listener can make out whether a particular utterance is, whatever is being spoken, whether a particular utterance is a question, or is it a statement, or is it an order, or it is a request. So it would help the listener to make out whether you are, if you are a teller, if you are a speaker, whether what you are saying, you are telling a question, you are asking a question, or you are making a statement, or you are placing an order, or you are making a request. It could be understood with a simple example. I tell you, if I write, I am going to market. I'm going to mark it as a simple sentence. So, if I have flat voice here, I'm going to mark it. I'm going to mark it. So, what does it convey? Nothing exactly clearly it conveying, nothing clear. So, I make intonation, I use my pitch variation here. First one. I'm going to mark it. So, what you get from that? It is a question. I'm asking, I'm going to mark it, is a question. Now, same sentence in a different tone. I'm going to mark it, this is statement. Now, order. Not order. I cannot order myself. It may be like pressing, where the pitch is to be pressed to change this sentence. I am going to mark it. कि मैं जा रहा हूँ. Okay, this one tone. I am going to mark it. मैं जा तो रहा हूँ, but where? To market. So my pitch raised here. I am going to market. Market में मैंने pitch raise किया. I am going to market. कि मैं जा रहा हूँ. यहाँ मैंने pitch raise किया. So pitch is varying. Here I made it high here, and the second example I made it high here. I let it go high. So pitch tells or pitch makes it easier to be understood by the listener what your tone is, what you want to convey, whether you are ordering, whether you are telling, whether you are questioning, whether you are convincing others, or whether you are convinced. So I'm going to market this question. I am going to market. Okay, I am going to market. These are pitch variations. So this would be clear with the variation, with the pitch, with the quality of the pitch, to be understood clearly. That is better communication. This is the first effect. Now I talk about second effect. So there are different effects. That's why we are talking about intonation. If there won't be any effect, I would not have been telling you this much. So second effect would be, so with the help of intonation you have understood that is variation in the pitch. So with the help of intonation, one can also find out the mood and attitude of the speaker. So what my mood is, what my attitude is, because intonation itself means attitude of English language, because every person has his own or her own attitude, that is his or own sunshine, that is to be conveyed, that is to be spread. If I say English as language is a person, so it is also having its attitude and in the form of intonation. So when we talk in English, we communicate in English, so intonation helps the other to find out, to understand the mood and attitude of the speaker. So what the attitude could be? Attitude क्या होता है? कैसा हो सकता है? The attitude, it tells about the attitude, it tells about the mood, or it tells about the feelings or emotions that the person is having at that time when he is speaking to someone. What the attitude could be? It could be boring, it could be angry, it could be discouraging. Many emotions, a number of attitude symbols are there. Boring, angry, discouraging, interesting. It could be interesting. If it is interesting, it could be disinteresting also. Disinteresting. It could be criticizing. It could be sarcastic. Sarcastic means किसी को criticize करना. This is a good word for this. Sarcastic. It could be encouraging, discouraging. It could be doubtful. It could be like paying you good wishes. It may be asking you something. So you come to know that what the speaker is trying to convey only because of intonation, only because of the tone of the speech, only because of the pitch of the speech, only because of the mood of the speech, only because of the attitude of the speech, what is being spoken. So whenever one speaks to you or tells you something, he must be having a voice, of course, because we are talking about verbal communication, and that voice will be having some pitch, and that pitch may be having some variation to let you understand better what his mood is, what his tone is, what he is trying to convey to you. If that is understood clearly, if you notice the pitch clearly, if you get the pitch clearly, this is good communication. This is better communication, I must say that. So intonation, in short, is the variation of pitch whenever you speak to communicate. Reasons could be different. The reasons I had already told you. But the effect, we are concerned with the effect. It is how much effective. Effective is that it tells you clearly about the attitude of the speaker. Tone tells you about the attitude of the speaker, reason of the speaker, what he is telling you, what he is trying to communicate to you. So please focus on your pitch also. When you tell something, you use your voice. Use your voice so intelligently, so smartly that you are able to convey what you want to convey exactly in the same way. It reaches the same way to the listener. So next we will be taking for communication skills, pronunciation, syllabication, accent. What is accent and stress? What is diction? It is not dictation. It is diction. Diction is called here. Diction is exactly concerned with the vocabulary. So we will be taking up one by one. Next video would be on pronunciation. How to pronounce, what to pronounce, and what is not to be pronounced, what are silent letters. I will be taking up this pronunciation in next video. Okay, I want to tell you that if you are appreciating my effort that I am putting in, please do subscribe, also give a like and share also. Thanks. Stay well, grow well. Thank you.